in that blood-stained home. Two watched it happen, but left them alone. BK's the patsy in their crooked frame job, while Moscow PD fudges facts, bunch of dirty slobs. DM saw a killer 3 feet in the hall, heard whimpers and crying through the thin bedroom wall. But she locked her door tighter as the footsteps passed by, while 4 friends lay dying. Ask yourself why. 8 hours silent, too long, while heartbeats ran cold. See cold. That's not just trauma, that's the story they sold. 8 hours too late. Why wait? What were they hiding that night? Hiding. 8 hours too late. Conspiracy covered in morning light. Did they scrub the crime scene? Scrub it. Coordinate lies. 8 hours too late. While the FBI framed an innocent man. Why wait for sunrise? Why call friends first? Tell me why. Unconscious person that rehearsed lines the worst. Were they destroying evidence, washing blood down the drain? Insane. Texting the real killer, the cops are a train. ISP altered body cam footage with shame. Shame on you. FBI pressured witnesses to play their game. Play the game. That party house reputation, secrets they'd keep, while Brian's the sacrifice, so the guilty sleep. 8 hours silent, calculated, while alibis set in stone. That's not just shock, that's a debt to be met. 8 hours too late. Why wait? What were they hiding that night? Hiding. 8 hours too late. Conspiracy covered in morning light. Did they scrub the crime scene? Scrub it. Coordinate lies. 8 hours too late. While the FBI framed an innocent man. 3 agencies weaving their tapestry fake, while roommates were buying time for evidence to break. Did the killer pay them off? Were they holding the stash? 8 hours of silence while the blue lights flash.
Blood on their hands, a serpent's breath, 4 shadows left in a house of death. A pack of wolves in a kangaroo court. Truth gets lost in a locked report. Moscow after midnight, blood on the rail. Every sounds this loud.
Yee-hoo-hoo-wee-ha! Oh, it's an early show today. Yeah, that's what I like. It's an early show. But I got something I got to do real quick here. Da, 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 da. There we go. All right. So let me look. Twat. Okay. So, yeah, I got a show, and there's some, what I consider some booms in here because there's some crazy shit going on, man. There's some crazy shit going on. Reading docs, and not just that. There's a couple of videos out there that are just unbelievable. Unbelievable. And we're going to show at least part of one and probably the whole thing of another. But I want to say hi to my beautiful crime family. Jody, good to see you. Joni, good to see you. Elizabeth, good to see you. Crime Spy, good to see you. Hope Norris, good to see you. Joey, good to see you. Elizabeth, good to see you. Coco, my girl, good to see you. What is that, Coco? What the hell? Is that you? Where's your wrench? Where's your wrench? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to scroll up here. Robin Davis Duckworth, good to see you. Oh, chicken tacos does sound good. You want to come on over and cook me some? Twat Waffles in the house. Good to see you, Twatter. And Deborah Ackland, my girl, good to see you. Angela, good to see you. Carolyn Wood, good to see you. And I keep scrolling. Debbie Gazzardo, my girl, good to see you. Kent Kearney, good to see you. Yeah, that is a crazy thing, Kent. I just remember when Fry said, "This is our investigation." I remember that shit. Who else is up here? To all my chatters out there and to all the non-chatters alike, I love you all, and I thank you for being here on a last minute, early latitude. Good to see you. And everybody, let me see if I'm getting everybody here. Teresa, good to see you. Yeah. So anyway, Dinah, good to see you. We're gonna get into some stuff. I don't know if you've seen some of this stuff or not, but we're going to find out. Okay, so let me bring up the first thing I want to bring up here. What was it I wanted to bring up? I think it's here. No, not that. Okay, so let me look here. There. That's pretty great. Okay, where are we? Okay. Don't. And where are you? Get this out of the way. I'm getting there, folks. I'm getting there. Okay, so we want to add that. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is what we got. I want to read this to you real quick here. All right. There we go. So, okay. And this is best regarding information that received related to the homicides. Okay, so here we go. Van Leeuwen, or whatever his name here, interviewed Latah County Sheriff's Deputy Timothy Best regarding information he had received related to the homicides. Best advised he had received information from blank at blank. Blank related that he received a phone call from blank, said blank, sounded drunk. Blank lived at blank in Moscow, Idaho. This address is approximately 350 feet from the house where the homicides occurred. Blank advised his uncle used to work for the ATF and that he had his uncle's ATF hat and jacket. Blank said he put on his hat and jacket and walked into the crime scene when the bodies were being removed. Blank said he had walked into the crime scene and observed the BLOD evidence. Blank said he spoke to a Moscow police officer named blank, or blank, I should say, period. Blank is not a Moscow PD officer. He was a recruit, but didn't make it off FTO. Blank said Blank wanted to search his house, but said that he would not give him consent and said Blank would have to talk to his landlord. Blank said he described the crime scene as shooting a deer inside of an apartment building. Now, what the way I take that, everybody, is that the place was like destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Like a wild deer that got shot inside a house. That's what it sounds like to me. Blank further told Blank that he was outside his house getting ready for a hunting trip when he heard a car starting up at approximately 3:45 a.m. on the morning of the homicides and saw a car come from the area of the homicide and drove past his house. He had no vehicle description other than it was a car. Blank told Blank that all of the victims were double tapped in the house. Double tapped in the house. He made no mention of anyone being STABBED. Right there. Described a BLOD trail in the house that led towards the bathroom, but that he didn't make it. Blank said he went hunting that day near Deary with a man named blank, said there were reporters near his house setting up to shoot video, and that one of the reporters had backed into his vehicle. This interview was audio recorded. This recording was later placed on a disc, and the disc will be transferred to the Moscow Police Department. Nothing further. Now tell me that isn't strange, people. This guy walked into the crime scene with his uncle's ATF hat and coat. Walked right in there and looked at the crime scene. And he said it looked like a deer had been shot. Let's see what people are saying here. Look at chat. Like people had been shot, or like a deer had been shot. And in other words, I mean, it looked like the place was trashed. So we're not getting the whole story. And like, who was it? Kent up there, or Kent was saying we were lied to. And yes, we're being lied to, people. Trust me. And by the time I'm done with this video, if you haven't seen some of this stuff, you're going to we're being fucking lied to. And I don't know what's going on with this case. But the more I look into this case, there is something fucking totally wrong Totally wrong. I can almost tell you who did this crime. I mean, really, I can tell you who did this crime, at least one of them. And they know too. And they know too. So that makes you wonder why all this big charade, right, of what the fuck is going on with this case. Because this is not a normal case, people. This is not a normal case. Okay, let me see what everybody is going on here. Exactly, Doc. I thought the same thing. And when he said he didn't make it to the bathroom, I'm thinking they caught him or something and told him to get the hell out of there. But why he didn't get charged for impersonating an officer is another whole story, right? That's what I think, anyway. Let me get this out of the way. Let me see here. Okay, so now, yeah, I know, Shelley. I know. No, but we're working on names, and actually, some of the videos that are coming up, we're going to be naming the people. And I'm going to tell you, there's nobody that knows the names like this channel does. We know the names. And we were working on it last night, but we were working on a very long, a very, very, very long statement with a lot of different names. But we're getting closer and closer, and we do know. Let's just say we know most of the names that are being mentioned in every document. And that we're working on getting that out there, not just for us and the crime family, but for other channels to know who they're talking about. Like when I ran Jack Showalter's the other day, Willie didn't even know that was Jack Showalter's testimony. And there's many others. People are complaining. Harsh even complained that he's sick of their redactions. We're going to try to make it easier for everybody. Hey, Randy, for my brother, how you doing? Good to see you, bro. Aggie, good to see you. Always good to see you. Right, yes, and we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in this case. Okay, I'm trying to keep up with everything here. But I think, isn't that weird? I mean, isn't that really strange? I mean, isn't that a strange thing, people? I mean, it's really, really strange to me. Um, I don't know what else to say about this. I mean, a guy advises his uncle used to work for the ATF, and he had his uncle's ATF hat and jacket, and he goes walking right into the damn crime scene. And this is supplement number 173 up here. For those of you that don't know what it is, where it is, just it's crazy. It's crazy. But he did see a car at 3:45 taken off from the area, also. But yeah, said he described the crime scene as shooting a deer inside an apartment building. To me, that sounds like it was trashed. Other thing we found out last night, and I can't even remember what document. I'm just going to state it. Hold on a second. Whoops. No, like that. Okay, so yeah, we were. No, where was I going? There's too many things on my mind. We were up until, I don't know, midnight last night, I guess it was, doing these names, and it's quite time consuming. It's quite time consuming. But I have somebody on it helping me that is got all the names. It's just figuring out, like when they say friends, blah blah blah. You got to figure out what friends, how long that redaction is, what names will fit in there, blah blah blah. It's very time consuming. Uh, so anyway, right, and Twat Waffle, I actually went to school for crime scene stuff, so she knows the blood splatter, and we did run that on another video. We might have to have her up here one of these times and really go over that splatter. But it is on one of my videos where she explains it. So anyway, there's that. Now let me look here. And here's something I found. Let me see which one I want to do here first. Which one was this? Let me look at this. Oops. Let me look at where I'm at here. Is this what I went over? Yeah. Okay. Don't need that. Don't need that. But I do need this. Oops. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Now, wait here for a second till this loads. Okay. Everybody knows since I started this case where I've been with it. Everybody knows where I've been with it. And I'm going to show you another reason why. You have a guy that lives 200 to 300 feet away from the crime scene. They found what was BLOD in his apartment. They never went, and that stuff got lost. The stuff on the door handle was rust, but inside the apartment, there was BLOD, kind of all over the place. Those samples got lost. I want to show you something else about this guy. Mr. John Showalter. What do you know? What do you know? And yes, this is him. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's just take a look at what we have here. And these are known aliases, even though this is his brother's name. But let's just scroll down. Let's just scroll down and let's get to the meat and potatoes. Here's one of his emails, total jerk face. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's just keep scrolling down. Here we go. Criminal. Look at this, folks. John, it isn't Jack John Showalter or John Jack Showalter. His real name is John Rogers Showalter. That is his real name, people. Rogers. Rogers. Ring a bell, anybody? Yep, Rogers spelt with a D. With a D. And this is disturbing the peace. He was arrested for this. Okay. Offense date was November 3rd, 2024. Does anybody remember this? When he got arrested? It's still pending. Ada County. Let's see what everybody's saying here. Papa Rogers. I'm telling you, who would know about the crime scene more than the guy that was there? And here you got a guy that goes by the name of Jack John Showalter or John Jack Showalter, but that's not his name. His real name is John Rogers Showalter. And I'll show you something that goes with that here in a second. He's got other things on here, you know. Alcohol beverage under 21, blah, 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 when he was younger. He's got other stuff on here. But the main thing is what his real name is, and it's John Rogers Showalter. That is his real name. And I'll bring up something else real quick. Whoops. Oops. Just to show you that this is him. And there you have, oh, hold on, I got to add it here. Here you have the booking, current arrests, John Rogers Showalter, and even his picture. There he is. Disturbing the peace willfully disturbs neighborhood. So that's him. And his middle name is Rogers. Now, isn't that something? Is that just a big coincidence? Is that just a big coincidence? Tag me where I'm looking. I don't know where. It's hard for me to keep up with the chat, guys, especially when it's going so fast and stuff. I don't see it, Aggie. I don't know where it's at. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to chat. I'm really bad at chat. You can send me an email, though. You know that. Hey, I know you know my email. Which is onceuponacrimetime@gmail.com. Once Upon a Crime Time is in caps. Oh, okay, go ahead. Hold on a second. So we got that. Now I'm going to wait a minute. Where is this? Where is where did I put it? Let's see. No, not there. It must be. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Yeah. Okay. That's what I was going to do. Okay. So I'll let this load up. It's probably going to be choppy until I get it there. Okay, where am I? Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but you're going to see it now. And this is going to be shocking to some, the ones that haven't seen it. And this is from friends Translucent. Okay. This is from our friend Translucent. And she put out one hell of a video last night. And what I did is I downloaded it and then I cut it to the part I wanted it to. But this is from Translucent's video, which is the sharpest. It's raw data, people. She got it from raw data, raw footage. And so it is so clear. And I'm hoping I got it clear making what I had to do. But this is very important, I do believe, because a lot of people haven't seen. Okay, so we have right, Angela. Dateline that came out with that whole video with Brian Kohlberger racing away and all that. But you know what they didn't do? They didn't show what happened after that. They didn't show what happened after that. Let's take a peek. Let's take a peek at this. And it started out at 4:17:26. So right before Brian supposedly took off. Okay? Here we go. You can hear hollering. Dog starts barking at 4:17:50. Okay, now Brian's car is going to go zipping by here fairly soon. One thing I have to say about this is that dog's bark is really loud. And for them to try to tell us that it's coming from this microphone, from this camera, and that Murphy was inside the house and that's how loud that was, I don't think so, people, because the hollering and stuff, you couldn't hear that loud. Now, either Murphy was on the deck barking or there's something wrong, because it just wouldn't be that fucking loud. But that's not the boom at all. Let's keep watching. And here comes supposedly Brian. Okay? Taking off at 4:20:50. Now let's keep watching. This is what Dateline didn't show you. And by the way, if you go earlier in the night, like an hour before this, these lights are all on and you can see somebody keep looking out this window right here, and you can see them like pulling the shades back and looking out the window, and like light flashes, and there's like 10 people in this fucking building right here. Now this building here, I know David Loach lives at the fraternity, but he also stayed at this house. Okay, just to let you know. Now remember, John Rogers Showalter lives 200 to 300 feet away from the house. By the way, there is something they don't tell you. There's something they don't tell you. And I'm going to tell you here shortly. Dog's still barking even after Brian supposedly left. And it gets worse. Still barking. Still barking. Oh, what do we got? What do we got here? What do we got here? What do we got here? At 4:24, what do we got here? What? This wasn't on Dateline. This wasn't on Dateline. What do we got here? This wasn't on Dateline. Anybody remember this being on Dateline? No, they cut it off as soon as the fast car went by. They didn't show you this shit. Whose car is this? And again, with the great big bright tail lights. Whose car is this? Or truck? Dog still barking. 4:24. And that's not even the biggest boom. $4.25, still barking. He doesn't sound like he's very happy. He's barking at somebody or some bodies. He's barking at somebody, people. He's barking at some people. He's mad as hell. This is 7 minutes, about 7 minutes after allegedly Brian took off. Listen to those barks. Oh, what's this? What's this coming? What's this coming? What's this coming at 4:28? An SUV at exactly 4:29. About 9 minutes after the allegedly Brian took off. Now, you want to know something that a lot of you don't know? And I remember seeing the video a long time ago, and it's been taken down. This vehicle coming right here, do you want to know something about this? And the only reason I've never mentioned this before is because I could never back it up with that video. But this vehicle right here sat in front of 1122 for almost 20 minutes. This vehicle right here was in front of 1122 for almost 20 fucking minutes. We are not just being lied to. This is fucked up, people. This is totally fucked up. Right there, 4:29. Isn't that fucking something? He takes Linda Lane, goes back. See if I'm back yet. There we go. Goes down Linda Lane, comes back around, and drives by again. After sitting in front of 1122 for almost 20 minutes. That's what people don't know. I do because I remember the fucking video. A long time ago, before I knew anything hardly about this case, I sat there and watched it. And he sat in front of 1122 for about 20 minutes. And guess what? It's 4:29, and this still barks. Going crazy. You can hear it back there doing something, like backing up and going forward or something. Voila. What do you think about the boom? You see what everybody's saying here. Thank you, Wade. What's my doc got to say? Because I know his Enon mentioned that fucking goddamn SUV. And you know what? Doc might be right. Enon might still be involved. How about Enon and Mr. Showalter? They had to have known each other. Sorry, I'm just reading. Right, Deborah? Right? Right, Doc. Parked on the, yeah, kind of like in the front on the left. If you're looking at the house straight on the left hand side a little bit, yes. Parked there for almost 20 fucking minutes. And that's what people don't know. They don't know. Only a few of us know. And I know who those few are. It wasn't, there was no slow-mo. I didn't have it on slow-mo unless translucent did. I can make it faster if that's what you want. I can do that. I can go right to it. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, I can do it faster here. Yeah, this is on normal, so I'll have to do it. I'll do it 1 time speed faster. I didn't slow it down, so. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do this faster. Just 1 times faster. All I'm telling you is that SUV right there was involved in these red rums. That black SUV was involved in the red rums. Now, was the white car involved? I don't know if that's a white car, for one thing. We all figured it was a silver. And Ryan was in here. I don't know if he's in here right now. I think he was there earlier, but he's a former Ford technician. And when he first seen that car, he said, "That's a Ford Fusion." And he's a Ford technician. I'm sure he's worked on many Ford Fusions. And another thing about that vehicle is that you can't hear a motor. You just hear it speeding away. You hear the tires. You don't hear the motor. Yeah, and the whole Molly thing, alien dog, there's something funny about that. I mean, you have Rosie and Tisdale driving by at 4:00, right around 4, and sees Molly's car parked out back in that parking lot with 3 people standing there. And her husband was murdered for what? Robbing some people of their rugs. And we've gone over Jimmy Boy. Remember that? For anybody that's been watching my videos, we've gone over Jimmy Boy. So now I'm going to have you look at another video. I'm going to let this one play out. She accidentally doubled up on something, but I'm just going to let it play anyway, because it's very important to this case, I think. I really do. It explains some things that could be it's very telling. Let me make sure I got everything else I was going to do. Yes, I did. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to show, for the people that didn't see on the night show a couple nights ago, I'm going to show this first. I'm going back to Jimmy Boy, and I'm going to show what Jimmy Boy Here's Jimmy Boy. This is Molly's boyfriend, okay? This is Molly's boyfriend. Now, she testified. She testified. Let me let this stuff keep loading here. Let it get done. Okay, so she testified, okay? Molly testified that she was alone that night with her dog. Well, then why was there 3 people standing outside her fucking car in a back parking lot? Again, did this have something to do with that black backpack? Anyway. Where am I? Oh, there we go. So this is her boyfriend, Molly's boyfriend, Jimmy Mackey. Okay, we're going to look at some photos, folks. We're going to look at some photos. Here's one photo. One of his main photos. Him with the K-bar and red liquid all over the front of him. This is Molly's boyfriend. This is Molly's boyfriend. You see that shit? Let's look at some other pictures. Look at this. Look at this shit. This guy's a kook. Oh, look at this. Oh, a cloak. Huh. Symbols. Look at this. Symbols. Tell me this isn't crazy. Mr. Anarchy Studios. And this is her boyfriend. I mean, look at this shit. Look at this shit. Talking about Michael Myers taught me to value life lesson. Don't worry about how fast everyone around you is moving. If you're determined, just move at your own pace and you'll kill shit every time. Thanks, Mike. Talking to Michael Myers. Huh. Thanks, Mike. And this is her boyfriend. Okay. So, the cops drive by. They don't stop. I don't know. If I was a cop and I was driving by some people at 4 o'clock in the morning and like that back hidden parking lot and there's 3 people standing outside a car, I think I'd probably stop and see what the fuck they're doing at 4 o'clock in the morning. But of course they didn't. They drove by and went and signed out for the night. Allegedly. But now I'm going to show you a video that might explain a lot. This might explain a lot. And this is from Truth and Neurons. If you're not subscribed to this channel, I highly recommend it. She's always got good, I think it's the old Ruby G, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. It's called Truth and Neurons. Oh, I'm on my other account here, so I got to subscribe myself on this account. Okay, so this was put out a day ago. Everybody gets so many comments. I don't get comments like that. I can get like 3,000 views, and I don't get that many comments. Anyway, this will explain a lot. Idaho 4, did the perps know Dylan organized crime? Don't know if you've watched it or not, but I'm going to show it. It's a 12-minute video. Here we go.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, hold on a second. Marion. Here's another one. Marion Adams. Ryan has said the same thing. It's a Ford Fusion. I worked there for 30 years. Trust me, the Elantra is built on a smaller chassis and frame. I also drive a Ford Fusion. Why are they trying to fucking lie to us? Why? Let's watch this video.
criminal enterprises handle internal problems, and why the patterns we've identified in this case align perfectly with professional cleanup operations rather than random violence. Let's start with the fundamental question. Why would organised crime orchestrate what appears to be a multiple homicide with systemic cover-up? The answer lies in understanding how these organisations operate. They operate as businesses first, violent organisations second. Every action serves a business purpose, and violence is simply another tool for protecting profit margins and organisational security. Consider the most logical scenario. Someone within the social circle discovered information that threatened a larger criminal operation. Maybe they were skimming money. Maybe they were cooperating with law enforcement, or maybe they simply knew too much about the wrong people. In organised crime, knowledge is liability, and liability must be eliminated. But here's the crucial part. You can't just eliminate one person when multiple people might have access to the same dangerous information. You have to clean the house completely. This explains the selective targeting pattern. Professional criminal operations don't kill randomly, they kill strategically. The victims weren't chosen because they happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. They were chosen because they represented specific threats to ongoing criminal enterprises. The survivors weren't lucky, they were useful. They were kept alive because they could be controlled, because they had value as witnesses who would support the official narrative, or because they were already part of the organisation. The 8-hour cleanup window makes perfect sense from this perspective. Professional criminals understand that physical evidence is their biggest enemy. They know that modern forensic science can extract DNA, that blood spatter patterns.
I want everybody to really listen to what this video is saying.
Reveal the truth about what happened, that digital evidence can expose communications and planning. 8 hours isn't just opportunity for cleanup. It's necessary time for professional evidence destruction.
Everyone is talking about this exciting hobby. She read online that engraving helps to relax and relieve stress, enhances attention, thinking, and memory. For a hobbyist like me, this pen is the perfect gift. I've tried it every surface, and it's very, and my hand does higher if I engrave.
Think about the level of knowledge demonstrated by these witnesses. They casually discuss how deep cleaning would make DNA evidence difficult to locate. They understand forensic timelines, evidence collection procedures, and investigation methodologies. This isn't information you learn in college courses. This is specialized knowledge that comes from experience with criminal investigations or coaching from people who understand the system intimately. The pre-crime deep cleaning is particularly telling. This wasn't routine housekeeping. This was deliberate crime narrative. Professional criminals know that DNA.
Did you guys read what it said there just before this? Let me see if I can back it up here just a little bit. Yeah, check this out. At the conclusion of the minute, okay. She advised there might be difficult to locate the offender's DNA. This is Dylan talking, okay. There might be difficult to locate the offender's DNA because they had conducted a deep clean of their residence leading up to the parents' weekend. When asked about when the deep clean of the residence occurred, it would have been before the weekend of the crimes. She was advised there was evidence left in the residence, and she sighed and said she was glad to hear there was evidence found at the scene. But there's reasons, and that's what she's going over. There's reasons for a deep clean before it even happens.
Deep cleaning is particularly telling. This wasn't routine housekeeping. This was deliberate elimination of existing forensic evidence that might complicate the post-crime narrative. Professional criminals know that DNA or fingerprint evidence in the house before the murders could be used to establish prior connections between victims, perpetrators, and locations. By conducting thorough evidence destruction beforehand, they ensure that any forensic evidence found after the crime supports their chosen narrative rather than revealing inconvenient truths about ongoing relationships and activities. The protection theory that the perpetrator knew her and wanted to protect her is exactly how organized crime operates. They don't kill assets who can serve their purposes. The surviving witnesses weren't random victims who got lucky. They were controlled assets who played specific roles in the operation. Their job was to provide believable witness testimony that supported the single perpetrator theory while avoiding details that might expose the true scope of the criminal enterprise. Here's another hard reality.
Yeah, Dylan. Oh, you mean like the one that's taking psychology and all that? Yeah. Yeah, I think she likes to play dumb. That's what I think she likes to do. She likes to play slow. She likes to play dumb. But not just that. There's other people besides Dylan involved in this cleanup. You need to listen to this whole thing and what they are saying.
Organized crime has sophisticated understanding of how law enforcement investigations work. They know that once investigators focus on a single suspect theory, they become psychologically invested. They know that witness testimony, no matter how implausible, will be accepted if it supports the preferred narrative. They also know that physical evidence can be manipulated or destroyed if you have enough time and knowledge. Most importantly, they know that prosecutors prefer cases they can win over cases that reveal uncomfortable truths about systemic corruption. The plea deal arrangement fits perfect just because they require presenting evidence, cross-examining witnesses, and exploring alternative theories. All of these activities risk exposing information that criminal organizations need to keep hidden. Plea bargains, however, end investigations immediately. They prevent discovery processes that might reveal the true scope of criminal activity. They protect ongoing operations by ensuring that only predetermined information becomes part of the official record. Consider the financial implications. If this was connected to drug distribution, money laundering, or other high-profit criminal activities, the potential losses from exposure could be enormous. Killing a few people to protect millions of dollars in ongoing revenue isn't just logical from a criminal perspective, it's essential business practice. The cost of professional cleanup, witness management, and legal manipulation is minimal compared to the cost of losing established criminal enterprises. The organized crime connection also explains why certain families might have influence over how the investigation was conducted. Criminal organizations don't just operate in isolation. They develop relationships with law enforcement, prosecutors, judges, and other system participants. These relationships aren't necessarily corrupted through bribery. They develop through social connections, political contributions, business relationships, and community influence. When powerful interests want an investigation to reach specific conclusions, they have subtle but effective ways to ensure that happens. The defense team's trauma during court proceedings makes sense. if they discovered evidence of systemic corruption extending beyond or separate to their client. Experienced criminal attorneys understand that sometimes they're not just fighting individual cases, they're up against entire systems designed to produce predetermined outcomes. When you realize that physical evidence, witness testimony, prosecutorial decisions, and judicial rulings are all being manipulated to protect powerful criminal interests, even seasoned professionals can be overwhelmed by the scope of what they're confronting. The multiple weapons and multiple perpetrators evidence that the defense expert identified creates a massive problem for any cover-up operation.
When I started using this Navy SEAL muscle device, my friends laughed at me, but when only 30 days later...
Professional criminals understand that complex crimes require multiple participants, but legal systems prefer simple narratives with single perpetrators. The solution is to identify one person who can plausibly be blamed for the entire operation, while the actual organizers and participants remain protected. This person becomes the scapegoat, someone with enough connection to make the charges believable, but not enough power or knowledge to expose the true scope of the criminal enterprise. Here's the most chilling possibility. The actual perpetrators are still operating. They're still running whatever criminal enterprises generated the need for this cleanup operation. They're still making money, still eliminating threats, still manipulating investigations when necessary. The murderers weren't the end of the criminal activity. They were just another day's work in protecting ongoing operations. The systemic acceptance of implausible witness accounts, the failure to investigate obvious evidence tampering, the quick focus on a single suspect, and the ultimate plea deal resolution all serve the same purposes: ending scrutiny that might expose the true scope of organized criminal activity. Every investigative shortcut, every accepted inconsistency, every avoided question protects not just the individual case resolution, but the ongoing operations that generated the need for the violence in the first place. This is how organized crime maintains power, not just through violence, but through systemic control of the systems that are supposed to investigate and prosecute criminal activity. When they can ensure that investigations reach predetermined conclusions, when they can guarantee that witnesses provide supportive testimony, when they can arrange plea deals that prevent trial scrutiny, they're not just covering up individual crimes, they're ensuring that their ongoing criminal enterprises remain protected and profitable. The 8-hour cleanup window wasn't just about cleaning blood evidence, it was about erasing any traces of the criminal activities that led to the need for violence in the first place. The coordinated witness testimony wasn't just about avoiding individual prosecution, it was about protecting the ongoing operations that all of these people depend on for their livelihood. The entire cover-up operation wasn't just about one night of violence, it was about ensuring that a profitable criminal enterprise could continue operating without interference from law enforcement or legal scrutiny. That's why organized crime might orchestrate something this elaborate. Because when your business generates millions of dollars and employs dozens of people, eliminating a few threats and manipulating one investigation is simply the cost of doing business. And when that business has enough power to influence investigations, prosecutions, and judicial outcomes, it's not really a criminal enterprise anymore. It's another form of institutional power that operates outside traditional legal constraints. The most disturbing reality is that this level of systemic manipulation suggests we're not dealing with isolated criminal activity, but with organized interests that have sufficient power and resources to control legal outcomes when necessary. When criminal organizations can orchestrate multiple homicides, manage crime scenes for 8 hours, coordinate witness testimony, influence investigations, and arrange plea deals that prevent trial scrutiny, they're not just committing crimes, they're operating parallel justice systems that serve their interests rather than public safety or legal accountability. That's all for today's episode of Truth and Neurons. If you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to like.
What do you guys think about that? That was one hell of a video, and it really talks about how this could have happened the way it happened. There's something else I want to look up that came through from one of my producers here. I'm going to see if I can't find it. Give me a minute. Let me, I'll be right back. Shit. Fuck did that go? It's gotta be here. 137. Okay. I'm getting there, folks. I'm getting there. Okay, almost. Where are we at here? 48. I gotta go backwards. I went a little too far. Okay, now we're getting real close. Okay. Here we are. Okay. Let's go over this. I'm not sure where it's at. This is 3 pages, I do believe. Yes. Make sure this isn't. Okay, I got it. Okay. So let me get back to here. I'm getting it. And here we go. Boom. Okay, I'm not sure where it's at in here. Let me look and see if my producer has said something here. Page 396. Yeah, I know it is. I'm not muted, am I? No. Okay, so. Well, I went to that 137. That's what I have. But I don't know where you're talking about on 137. So, and there's 3 pages to 137. So I don't know what you're talking about. 396. I have no clue what you're talking about. You told me 137. So that's where I'm going. And here we go. Okay, so let's go here and read this. Okay. They're in Coeur d'Alene with her attorney, so I have a feeling this is probably Mrs. Martinson. On December 30th of 2022 at approximately 9:45, Tollefson and I met with Mortensen or something, I think, and Mortensen's attorney. During our meeting, blank was provided the blank Mortensen for her review of questions to be asked of Dillon's, I guess. I don't know. The arrest of suspected Kohlberger was published by the national news media in the morning and blah, 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 blah. Met with Dylan, her mother, blank and blank, was provided with the insight. Let me see. I don't know what you're trying to talk about here, girl. What are you talking about? Page 396. That doesn't make any sense. Is there page numbers here? Page 2 of 3. Where am I at here, girl? Tell me what's going on. Down to what? Second page, third page? There's 3 pages. 1 page, 2 page, or 3 pages. Which page is it that you're trying to get to? We're getting there, folks. Sorry about this. This has just kind of come up in the back here. It doesn't go by that with mine. There's 3 pages. You see that? Hold on a second. You see what I'm saying down here? It's page 2 of 3. And then here's page 3 of 3. And then it goes to 138. So I'm thinking, okay, let me scroll down here. For a follow, I don't know where. C. Maybe this is what you're talking about? Okay. Gonzalez was a very funny person, a prankster, very hardworking, and a person with positive energy. Gonzalez had been in a long-term relationship with Jack Decor, but the two mutually separated. They shared the dog Murphy. Gonzalez may have been in a relationship with blank, 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 blank. Was Kernotable's blank. And we're going to figure this shit out, people. Okay, we are figuring this shit out. But just give us time. Morgan was a very loving and genuine person, social and outgoing. Morgan could be sassy, strong-minded, protective of others, and could tell others to back off if they were inappropriate or unwanted, just like she did to Jack Showalter when he tried to say that he said, "Oh, have a good night." And she turned around and said, "Fuck you, mister." Morgan was in a good relationship with Jack Schwager, but there was a kiss between Morgan and blank blank while vacationing in Mexico. I'm telling you right now that Maddie and mostly Kaylee, let me get back to me. Maddie and mostly Kaylee were kind of they like to have fun. Let's just put it that way. Now, we've run across about 5 different people already that Kaylee's been with. And she would disappear some nights. And has even said in one place, well, she might have met up with someone at the bar that night and left. She might have met up with some guy at a bar. So there is some problems between like Kaylee and Jack Decor, Maddie and her boyfriend. There is, and even Dylan is involved in that shit. There is some stuff. Now, Steve tried to tell us, oh, there's no triangle love thing or anything like that. You know what? Fuck you, because these are 20 and 21-year-old kids. They like to kiss. They like to grind. You can't tell me that. I'm not stupid and I'm not dumb. I've been there. I've been that age. We all have. We've all been that age. Let's see what else it says, if it's anything else in here. It says here, Zana is a lot like Morgan. She wasn't actively in a dating relationship, but hung out with, I don't know who that they're talking about there. I don't know if this is Zana here. I'm not sure. It sounds like it is, yeah. But we're going to be getting into this kind of stuff here. But we want that we have names in here so everybody knows what's going on. And we are getting there and we're working on this stuff. And Dylan's testimony here is one that we're going to be getting into a lot. There's even a bigger one that has it goes into the 70s, so it's quite extensive. But yeah, that's what we're getting involved with, and we're hoping to. Let me stop that. So we're hoping to. Did I freeze up? I did. Well, okay, I'm just going to leave the studio here for a second. I'll be right back. And there, and now I'm not froze. Now you see why I need a new computer, which, I'm not really into asking for money. I've never been that way. And Twat Waffle has done this for me, so I really want to thank her for doing this. And she started the GoFundMe thing to get me a new computer. I'm going all out. I'm going to have a brand new printer to go along with it. Not just a printer, but a scanner, and also a document reader, kind of like Lana has, where I do have one that's right here, but it doesn't work. And I've tried different software for it, and I bought it brand new, and it doesn't work. Okay. I won't order it from that company anymore. So what I use it for now is a light on my keyboards. So yeah, I'm going to try to have all that stuff so I can bring you the best show possible on this channel. And that's what that's for. Where is it? There it is. And I thank you, Twat Waffle, for doing that for me. So there's that. But yeah, that is what I have for you today. I'm hoping you guys really think about this kind of stuff. Think about how we're being fucked over. We're not being told everything. Even come on. They're scrubbing out where you can't see the vehicle. You can't see the doors. You can't see the wheels. Come on. They don't show everything. They just show him speeding, and then they don't show the rest of the video where those other vehicles go by and come in and go towards 1122. And one's that SUV that sat in front of the place for fucking 20 minutes. What the fuck is going on? And that's why I showed the truth in neurons. Is this an organized crime fucking deal? Did someone learn too much info? There's a lot of things that are going on in that Moscow, that whole area, the whole Washington, Idaho, Oregon. It's really getting bad. And it's a representative of where this country is, because it isn't just there. It used to be when I was in business. And if you remember my phone call with Rory, I told about that line from San Diego up to Alaska. And that included like Idaho and Washington and Oregon. But now it's spread throughout the United States. There's different lines coming in, different cartels, it is getting scary. And the cartels are mixing with politicians. And they're making organized crime. And that's what's going on in this fucking country of ours. Now, I was told quite a while back, and ones that have been with me a long time, I was told that the FBI was, and even another 3-letter organization were doing 3 different investigations into this. Now, here's just a thought. Let's say the FBI isn't involved, but they're investigating. Let's just say, you know what? You know how much it costs to put on these court cases every so often and have him go to court and all this shit and pay the lawyers and pay this and pay that? You know how much it was costing the state and that county? While this investigation, these 3 separate investigations are going on, wouldn't it be easier just to put him in jail until these are done? Until the investigations are done. And that could be a possibility. It's one or the other. And that's what I have to say for today. I love my producers backstage. I got 2 of them back there today. I love you too. You guys are my soul. Thank you very much. And, I got messages back here. Oh, yes. Did you know this? See, they leave me little messages, little cues to keep me going. Did you know this? That Ethan's keys were on the stairs? That's in a document. We'll be getting to that document too. Ethan's keys were on the fucking stairs. Why was Ethan's keys on the fucking stairs? And his Jeep was the only one that was locked out of all those cars in the parking lot. And they had to go grab the keys off the fucking stairs to go unlock the Jeep. And that's in the documents. What do you mean your hour walk? What the hell are you talking about? Okay, anyway, that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the show. And so I won't be out there I won't be there tonight, but definitely go check out Truth and Neurons, and definitely go check out Translucence. She's got a couple new ones, and she's always, I'll tell you what, she knows how to investigate. Those girls know how to investigate, and they come up with good stuff. And that Truth and Neurons, that's getting bigger and bigger as we go along. Great video about organized crime and how it fits this case. From the prosecution on up and on down. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. I love you all. My subs, I love you. Thank you for coming in on an early show today. My chatters, I love every single one of you, and the same with my non-chatters, my whole crime family. My mods, you are the best in the business. That's why this chat can be so good. And my producers in the back, they are the best. I love you all. And until next time, you rock and roll.
they won't be home tonight. The snow falls hard, and don't you know, the winds of Thor are blowing cold. They're wearing steel that's bright and true. Walking side by side with death, devil marks their every step. The snow drives back the foot that's low. Dogs of doom are howling more. They carry news and must get through.
Hi, and thank you so much for watching our cover of Kashmir. I want to take this moment to say a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart to all my supporters on Patreon and the YouTube channel membership for keeping this music alive. Making this video happen was an absolute delight, but it's also important to keep in mind how much money, time and resources is needed to make something like this. It is important to me to pay all my musicians. We had to make an arrangement for all the brass and string players, rehearse, record and do all the mixing and editing. Everyone involved put in so many hours and I'm beyond happy with the result. With my video catalog of over 500 videos, I barely make any money from YouTube ads. I wouldn't even be able to pay the rent for this studio, let alone pay Niels for doing all the audio and video editing for my videos, if it wasn't for the additional support from all of you. Thank you all so much for making this possible. Until next time.